Has your ex said that they've lost feelings for you? What does that mean? Is it time to give up? Or is there perhaps something a little bit more going on in this picture? Let's go ahead and get into that in this video. All right, so if your ex says that they've lost feelings for you, it can make you think, okay, does that mean my situation is hopeless? Should I just give up? Should I just jump on Tinder and start swiping again? And the answer to that is obviously, do whatever you want to do. It's your life, But if you do want to save your relationship with your ex, it's not as hopeless as you might think. So what exactly are feelings? Well, some people might consider this chemistry. And sure, chemistry is an important element in a relationship. But the interesting thing is that chemistry is actually something that you can create intentionally if you know how to connect and relate to other people. It's not this just sort of mysterious, ethereal thing that, only 1 in 100 people that you meet, you're going to have chemistry. No, you can actually create this with most people if you really want to. If your ex is saying that there's no feelings between the two of you, or if they've lost the feeling, then it's important to understand that it's not an attraction thing. We've talked about attraction, the friend zone, in a previous video, so I'm not going to go into that right now. But if they say they've lost feelings for you, what it means usually is that they still find you attractive for all the reasons that we talked about in the friend zone video, but that those feelings of attraction are being blocked by things that happen to us, by drama, by history, by baggage, etc. They're probably still have the capacity to have those feelings. It's just the hurt from something that happened between the two of you is in the way, or the thought of, the thing that drove the two of you apart is in the way, or the way that the two of you have just been so caught up in working, or caught up in whatever, or caught up in the family drama, or caught up in whatever, that it's caused the two of you to not have that ability to connect any longer. And that has caused the loss of feelings. Now, of course, this can be overcome by addressing things on an emotional level. It should come as no surprise that in order to restore feelings, we're going to have to work on an emotional level here. And we'll go ahead and get into that. But before we do, if you do like these videos that I make, please, I would humbly ask that you help me out by hitting that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, by subscribing to this channel, and also by hitting the notification bell down below while you are subscribing. All of these are completely free ways that you can help out this channel. Okay, so if we're to look at the emotional level, the first thing that we want to do is to clear out any obstacles that are standing in the way of creating chemistry, of creating an emotional bond, of creating connection. And these can be things like hurt from the past. These can also be things like expectation. These can be things like fear of, saying something or doing something that's going to, get you in over your head. Like, hey, I might be worried that spending time together is going to give you false hope, or I'm worried that if I start spending time together with you, we're going to get back together, and I don't feel confident in the fact that there's going to be a fundamental shift in our relationship right now, so I'm going to hold myself back. These are sort of examples of blocks. Of course, blocks could also be big things, like, hey, that big last fight that we had, we never really talked about it, or, something like that. And so what we want to do is we want to directly address a lot of these blocks by either, directly talking about whatever the elephant in the room is and just sort of dismantling it, either by talking it out, or perhaps by calling out how awkward things are, or whatever. I mean, oftentimes it depends on the specificity of the situation. But if we're able to get that out of the way, it often opens up the channel for possible connection between the two of us. Many times it can be done through things like agreements, things like a same team conversation, things like a fresh start conversation, things like an open door conversation, etc. And these things can open up doorways to connect in a deeper way and to open up the possibility for letting go of the past. But we have to make sure that we're clearing the path for emotional connection first and foremost. By the way, if these are things that you want some help with, we do talk about them inside of our course called Relationship Repair over at modernlove.life/RR. You can find a link for that down below in the description box as well, too, if you want to check it out. These are important things to set up as we move forward and create an emotional connection. Now, once the pathway of emotional connection is clear, because we've talked about things, we've talked about the past, we've talked about the hurt feelings, we've talked about the baggage and things like that, and we've worked it out, either by calling it out, by inviting them into a same team conversation or something like that, then what we want to do is we want to actually start to build emotional bond and rapport. And this is where the advanced relational skills come into play, where it comes to present moment awareness, empathy, composure, communication, etc. These are valuable skills that you can use to create a strong, powerful connection that can then flow through that open channel to restore feelings. But when you start to do these things, don't be surprised if the emotional connection actually starts to surge back in a huge new way once the two of you are able to start being more open and honest and transparent and vulnerable with one another. Of course, there are ways that you can encourage them to open up and be honest and vulnerable as well too, and these are valuable things that I would strongly encourage that you do. Rather than explain them all again here, I'd like you to go ahead and check out this video series over here on what we call advanced relational skills. These will help you to connect more with your ex and help you to create this emotional bond together. Anyway, thanks so much. Take care, and I'll see you over there in the playlist.